Hello, Rabbi.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. Actually, I really wanted to talk to you about something.
All right, you can talk to me about anything. I am here to help you.
Well, Rabbi, I think I might be homosexual. Actually, I don't think, I know. I find myself attracted exclusively to men, and not attracted to women.
This is a serious issue.
I know, that is why I'm coming to you for religious guidance. As an Orthodox Jew, I'm not sure what I should do.
Well, maybe if you married a woman the feelings would go away.
I'm not sure that is the best solution. Wouldn't it be unfair to marry a girl if you do not find her desirable?
Well, getting married is a mitzvah. I think that Hashem would help you and it will be all right.
If you really believe this, would you mind setting me up with your daughter?
No, I would not want my daughter marrying a homosexual.
Then don't you think it would be unfair to ask other people to have their daughters marry a homosexual?
I see your point. If you cannot marry a woman, then you need to be celibate.
Do you think that if someone asked you to be celibate for the rest of your life, when you were my age, that you would be able to do it?
I don't know. That would probably be very difficult.
I think to be celibate for the rest of my life would be an incredibly difficult and somewhat unrealistic goal. Do you have any other suggestions?
Well, I have heard something about this organization called Jonah that helps turn homosexuals into normal people.
Normal people? Rabbi, I don't think that I'm not normal. I just have sexual desires that the Torah prohibits, and am trying to find a way to live my life as an Orthodox Jew who also happens to be gay. I have actually done my own research into this organization. Did you know that the American Psychological Association condemns the use of these therapies because there is absolutely no scientific evidence to suggest that they actually work?
I don't care. The American Psychological Association are apocryphal. They hate God.
They also warn that these therapies may lead to increased risk of depression and anxiety, and that some people report feeling suicidal after engaging in these types of therapies.
I don't care.
That's not surprising. These are risks that you are asking me to take. They pose no harm to you personally.
It is what God wants you to do.
Are you serious? This is sounding less like something God wants me to do, and more like a quick fix to settle your own discomfort over not having a reasonable solution to this issue. Did you also know that the person running this organization spent 2 years in jail for defrauding an entire country out of millions of dollars?
Yes. I hear he did teshuvah for this. Teshuvah is an important part of the therapy.
Wow, I cannot believe I'm hearing this. What do I need to do teshuvah for?
You are a gay. You need to do teshuvah for being a gay.
But Rabbi, being gay is not a sin. The Torah only prohibits certain sexual activities between men, which so far I have not committed. The person running the organization is not even Orthodox. He eats non-kosher food and does not observe the Sabbath, and he is a convicted con artist. Do you really believe that he is the best person to be telling me about how to do teshuvah? That point aside, did you know that the so-called therapists in this organization have no formal training in conducting therapy and do not have licenses?
I don't care. Licenses are for apocryphal. They hate God.
Licenses ensure that there is accountability for a therapist's actions. If they violate ethical guidelines, a license makes sure that there are consequences.
I don't care.
One of these therapists has been accused of sexual misconduct. Former clients say he asked them to take their clothes off and fondle themselves in front of him when nobody else was around.
I don't care. This is what God wants you to do.
So let me get this straight. Are you honestly suggesting that I engage in therapy that is ineffective and potentially harmful to my mental health at an organization run by a convicted felon with no Orthodox background, with therapists that have no formal training or credentials who may end up sexually molesting me? And you are saying that this is something that God wants?
Yes, the Torah would not call it an abomination if it was not something that you could change.
I'm sorry, but Jonah does not sound like something I would want to get involved in. Besides, the Torah calls many things an abomination. Cheating in business and eating shellfish are also considered abominations, yet most Orthodox synagogues do not seem particularly bothered about these issues the same way that they are about homosexuality. Don't you think that this might suggest that the problem with homosexuality is more of a social problem than a religious one?
I don't care. You sound like an Epicurus. You were trying to convince me that you were born this way.
Rabbi, disagreeing with you does not make me an Epicurus. There is nothing I said to you that indicates a rejection of the Torah. I'm simply not willing to subject myself to psychological torture for the unlikely chance that I may magically turn heterosexual someday. I'm not trying to convince you that I was born homosexual. I'm just telling you that whether or not I cannot become straight any more than you can suddenly become gay.
I don't care. If you do not go to this therapy, I will kick you out of my yeshiva. I don't want you to convince the other boys to be gay.
Whoa, are you serious? Are you serious? I think I just had a mini brain aneurysm. I already explained to you that not only am I not engaging in sexual activity and completely observant, but I just described that sexual orientation is not likely to change. Even if I was interested in any of the other boys, there is no way that exposure to me would make any of them gay. Homosexuality is not some sort of airborne virus. It is not like Ebola. You cannot catch it from being around me. I mean, do you feel any gayer now that you have been exposed to me for 5 minutes?
I don't care.
Unbelievable. You know what? I don't need this. I came to you for guidance, but it is becoming increasingly obvious that you don't know how to help me. You don't need to kick me out of your yeshiva. I will happily leave willingly. I hope that I can find a yeshiva where the rabbi will at least have the integrity to not offer inadequate solutions to problems that he does not have the answers to.
I knew you were an Epicurus. Homosexuals hate God, so if you are a homosexual, you hate God.
Have you ever heard of a self-fulfilling prophecy? You are the one kicking me out of your yeshiva. I don't hate God. You do not speak for God. All you are speaking for are your own prejudices. I need to stop talking to you now, or else I think my head might explode. If you decide to try and explore my question without automatically going for a quick fix which may create more problems than it solves, look me up. I may be willing to revisit this conversation once my brain heals from the damage you have just done to it. Goodbye.